All right, class in session. We're doing another chapter of Atomic Attraction. We're on chapter 43. Chapter 43 is an important chapter. It's going to be a good chapter to help you be more attractive. And any guy that thinks that buying gifts for women is the way to go, we're going to change your mind and make you more attractive. And that's what this book is about, becoming more attractive so you can get more dates, so you can get more love, so you can have more sex. And I mean it. And a lot of guys, I believe, are getting a lot out of this. So we'll probably be done with this book by Sunday or Monday. And then I'll start on Evolution of Desire, that 1-2 punch of getting more attractive and then learning how human mating works, man. That gave me such a 1-2 punch. I had a blast. Took my double digit, not that it's not a flex at all, but a double digit, body count up into it easily. Lots of triple digit body count, I don't even know how many, but anyway, it's not a flex. Dude, guys have a lot higher than me, but I'm just saying it ended up having a lot more fun. Anyway, it irritates the hell out of me, but you can't buy love. Yep, Warren Buffett, one of the richest guys in the world, knows that. It irritates the hell out of me, but you can't buy love. Warren Buffett. If one of the richest men in the world knows you can't buy love, gentlemen, you can't buy love. Warren Buffett's got the bag. He's got the bag. Easily been one of the top richest guys in the world. He's been top 3. He's up there, billions and billions. Okay, the amount of money he has, it don't matter. If you're 1, 2, 5. You're never going to run out of money. And you have plenty of money to buy women. And he even knows you can't buy love. The best gift you can buy a woman is no gift at all. Yep, no gift at all. If you think you can buy a woman's love, you are deluding yourself. You absolutely are. And you are ignorant, and that's not bad. You're just gonna run yourself ragged thinking you can buy love. It is possible to get a woman to spend time with you if you spend enough money on her, absolutely. But she won't respect you. She won't be aroused by you. I'm not saying she won't for sure, but if that's all she wanted was your money, yeah, she won't respect you. She won't be aroused by you, and life with her will be drama because she don't like you. All right. Let's see. If you spend enough money on her, it is important to make a distinction between a woman who is with you because she's attracted to you and a woman who is with you because she loves you. She loves your money and the lifestyle you can provide. Yep. That's what a lot of marriages we see now. The sexless marriages, the taking all your stuff, those are because the guys are beta males. The women like what they could provide, but they didn't like the men. And that's... marriage is a beta male institution, like I said. You can provide, the lifestyle you can provide. At a biological level, it is true that women are attracted to men that have resources, 100%, or at least the ability to acquire resources, and that's the more important part. But that goes back to, and I got a comment in one of my videos the other day, that the beta male provider is not a thing. I don't know what I'm talking about, and it was on the video where the beta male provider guy was murdered, and then his wife, after his murder, goes to seek out another man to marry or get with as a boyfriend, and she goes on Millionaire Match and gets with this guy on a date that's definitely like 20 years older than her, not attractive, kind of dorky, and she tells him, "You are so my type." It was clear he was not. So if you're surface level and don't understand evolution, you don't understand, human mating strategies, and you're telling me like the beta male provider doesn't exist, well, we can't even have a discussion because that's surface. They're a narcissist. You're surface level. I need someone to understand, So I just wrote him something back, nice, but you can't. Yeah, I can't even deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand the basics of human mating. There is a dual mating strategy: alpha bang, beta male provider. All right. So at a biological level, it is true that women are attracted to men that have resources, or at least the ability to acquire resources. A detailed study of beauty and status highlighted the fact, although women exchange beauty for status, which they do, women exchange their beauty for status, especially young women, the most attractive character trait is a man's ability to acquire resources. Not the resources themselves, correct. the wealthy man that inherits a family fortune does little to attract women. Correct, because he doesn't have, evolutionary wise, woman wants safety and security. Because back in the day, we weren't guaranteed tomorrow. Now we're living in a civilized society. We got grocery stores, we got medical care. We're not thinking about our survival every day. So that's why a lot of people have a hard time understanding the concepts of human mating. Like if you tell a guy or a girl, whatever, that a woman's thinking about survival when dealing with a man, they'll go, "What? Survival? Why do you man?" Well, because that's not how we think of life today. But rewind 1,000 years ago, yeah, you weren't guaranteed tomorrow, and you weren't guaranteed food. There were no grocery stores. I'm just saying. So, on the other hand, the man who can acquire resources has traits that are advantageous for acquiring resources. Yes, and evolutionary wise, the women that understood this, that understood that if they were attracted to guys that or maybe just naturally attracted to guys that had the traits that could acquire resources, they survived. The women that didn't have the quality of being attracted to guys who could acquire resources died. So they didn't have kids. So now they're not here anymore. So you see how, if you got to get away from the surface level stuff, and you got to get deeper into evolution and understand why, this would be. Because you have to rewind yourself into caveman days, because that's who we are. And a lot of people don't understand that. They're very surface level people. So it's okay. I just, if you're going to get anything out of my stuff and get anything and want to change yourself, want to have a better time dating, you cannot be surface level. You have to understand the deeper impact of this stuff. Okay. So anyway, for example, the man has discipline, focus, intelligence, tenacity to work hard. So those traits are what are going to acquire resources. His focus, his discipline, his tenacity to work hard in the face of a burden or a hardship. He can still get after it. He's still got the drive to go. Well, he's going to be able to acquire resources. Even if he loses resources, women are going to go, well, my man's got the quality to get back after it. All right, since the dawn of time, Romanticism in the 18th century, that means 1700s. That's a long time ago, but not that long ago as far as human history goes. Man has had the belief that acting in a romantic way heightens the levels of female love and attraction. No, that does not. Modern romantics continue to supply women with an endless supply of gifts. Yes, art, poetry, and literature. Yes, the guy, reading a woman a poem, might work in the movies. The whole, the Sure Thing or John Cusack and the boombox. A lot of millennials might get it. Generation X will get it, holding the boombox above his head, and Peter Gabriel playing to the girl's house. And anyway, literature, all with all with the hopes of winning a woman over. Yes, and capturing her interest. Romanticism is so prolific that an entire industry has sprung up to supply its cause. Correct. Valentine's Day, Christmas, anniversaries, New Year's Eve, the stupid teddy bears, the chocolates, the flowers. Women might like that. Let's say your looks and your big D, on a 1,000-point scale, your looks and your big D get you 500 points. Chocolates and flowers get you about a half point. But guys sometimes think they get them 500 points. No. Now, all cause for romantic celebration, yes. Leaving the modern man to feel obligated to declare his love as often and as frequently as possible, yes. And this is driven into women too, because women are very susceptible to, influence from commercials and modern narratives of your man don't get you flowers. Look at it, all the ladies at the office are getting flowers on Valentine's, and their girlfriends talking to them about going out to a nice dinner, on Valentine's. Well, she's gonna feel like you need to do that too, which is not true. To declare his love as often as frequently as possible. As a result, the men have come to expect declarations of love from women in return. Yes. So it's turned that men week, Now, case study 30. Case study 30, we've got Luke and Jess. Luke and Jess have been dating for a while, and it's Valentine's Day, and every time they've had Valentine's Day, they've been together for several Valentines. They got a good relationship going, and they've exchanged gifts, and they've loved this, right? And Luke's liked it, and his girlfriend's liked it, and so Luke does the standard, get her the chocolates and get her the teddy bear and writes her a poem, and he's all proud to give it to her. And Jess, his girlfriend, tells him, "Oh, honey, I forgot this year. I forgot it was Valentine's." And Luke's like, "Hey, no big deal. At least I got you something, right?" Luke's cool with that. Well, he's not. And finally, they go to a nice dinner, and he's being the silent treatment to Jess, and she's like, "What's this guy's problem?" So, she's like, "Is everything okay?" And so he gets the balls at this point to speak up and go, "You know what? No, everything's not okay. You didn't give me Valentine's gift. We do this every year. You didn't give me anything, and I'm really upset." And he kind of starts pouting and, continues to give her the silent treatment and not having a good time at the dinner. And she's having a terrible time at the Valentine's dinner because it's his attitude, right? Well, that's a weak attitude, right? And in this book, what we talk about, strength and masculinity, strength and masculinity. Well, whining and crying about not getting your gifts on Valentine's as a man is not strength and masculinity, okay? Well, then they get home, and he's trying to have sex with her and kiss on her on a Valentine's, because that's what they do. And so, but his girlfriend Jess ain't having it. He ruined the dinner, and she's not in the mood. It's not a weaponizing of sex. She's not in the mood. And this is true for women. They have to be in the mood. So he's ruined the mood. She's like, "Not tonight. I'm sorry. I can't." She's nice to him. "I can't do it." Okay. Well, Luke then curls up into a fetal position, starts getting tears in his eyes, and she's like, "Look, are you really gonna?" So this is where the relationship ends. After numerous years, she's like, "I can't do this. I can't date a man like this." And she said the attraction was killed so much by Luke and his weakness, she leaves. Well, next year comes. She's now dating Mike, and Mike tells her on Valentine's Day that he can't make it on Valentine's Day. He's got some business to take care of, and he's got to go out of town. And it was true, right? Well, he didn't realize it was Valentine's Day. And now Jess, who, just a year earlier broke up with her man on Valentine's Day, is now all pissed off. "I can't believe it's Valentine's Day." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's Valentine's Day?" She's like, "Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. You need to get people gifts." And you see how the tables are turned now? And the Mike guy, her new boyfriend, is like, "Well, chill, girl. I got business to take care of. I ain't got time to be drama like this. If you're gonna be drama, you can go, fly a kite." And she's like, but she starts yelling at him. "I'll talk to you later." He's like, "All right, you better be in a better mood, And she's like, "Okay, Anyway, so she gets off the phone. She starts smiling at herself, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that." And she was thinking back to last Valentine when her boyfriend was crying and broke up with him. And she's like, she so much appreciated the guy she just talked to, and later on she shows him by having a great night with him, right? Banging him, right? So, but that's the point. He showed strength and masculinity, and he wasn't doing a gimmick. He was busy, But anyway, that's the point. Always be showing strength and masculinity. All right, an attractive man does not rely on gimmicks, right? And what have I always said? That's how I know what I'm talking about, because this book also says that. I say never do gimmicks. Gimmicks don't work, because women will figure that out. And gifts to capture a woman into his life, or to get a woman into his life, correct? Or lure a woman into his life. He knows it's his presence. And how many times have I said that? How many times? Because I understand that, I know that. I've dated girls that it's just my presence. Once you live that life, it's his gift. Yes, your presence is your gift. And if you're with the right woman, she'll show you by how she acts around you. Women don't love you. They love the way you make them feel. One more time. Women don't love you. They love the way you make them feel. Always remember that. That's a core belief you need to understand. Another core belief you need to understand is always be demonstrating strength and masculinity. Okay? Only the weak and insecure man feels that feels the need to buy gifts as a desperate attempt to win over, to win, to win over from to win approval from a woman. Yes, only yes. If you think, oh, I can get approval if I buy these gifts, well, that's the love me mommy type attitude, right? The only time you should think about buying a gift for a woman is on the days she has earned it and deserves it. And I know modern women would just, oh my, this is how far we've gone with the narrative and how far women have owned the narrative. And in a bad, and not that women are bad, it's just that, you know, they've been misguided to a certain degree. We love women here. But the thing is, if you tell a woman to earn it, ooh, I got it. You know, they're so entitled now, they don't feel like they have to earn anything. Use the word earn it. You know, tell a woman on a dating app, you know, do you want my number? You know, ask her if she wants your number. And, you know, she says, yeah, I want your number. Okay, we'll see if you earn it. Only the real women will stick around. But it's actually true. An unexpected gift is much, and this is also in same-sex relationships, not in loving. I'm talking like if you have guy friends or even just a friend that's a woman or whatever. Unexpected gifts are better than, you know, planned gifts, always. Okay, but we'll talk about it as in loving and sexual relationships. That's what we're talking about here. An unexpected gift is much more appreciated and valued because it is received with surprise and gratitude and never taken for granted. Yes, you know, and I always say that. Why, you know, if you get your girl, you know, chocolates, you know, on Valentine's or it's her birthday, she's, you know, women, they know that he's supposed to get me something, you know. But if you get her something on a day, she really did something nice for you, you know, and say, hey, I really want to appreciate, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you did for me. So, you know, I got you a gift card to, you know, your favorite store. It's Ulta, makeup store, whatever, you know. She'll love it, you know, like, I really like what you did. Now you're rewarding her behavior. That's how human beings work, right? Never, if you believe that you can swipe your credit card and get a woman to like you or appreciate who you are, you're wrong. It's your presence that they like. But the problem that a lot of guys learn is that, you know, it's weakness. Weakness is, I can swipe my credit card. I don't have to change my appearance. I don't have to change who I am. I don't have to change my mindset. I don't have to change, you know, the way I think, you know, which is very hard, which requires a lot of work. You know, that's the hard work. The easy work is to swipe a credit card. I'll get the bag. Those are lazy people, you know. So you can't swipe a credit card and get arousal from a woman, but you can get to the gym. You can change your mindset. You can work on yourself. You can you know, get rid of, you know, the host of your insecurities, and a woman will go, damn, this guy's confident. Damn, this guy's, you know, looking better. That'll get a woman's arousal. Your credit card or what you buy her will never make her vagina wet. It goes back to love, arousal is a feeling. There's nothing you can buy me, and I'll go back to food because I like to use food because we can accept that as a concept. If you accept food as a concept, saying, you know, whatever your favorite food is, I'm always say pizza. It is my favorite food. You don't have to do anything to get me to love my favorite place. There's a place here in Houston called Napoli's. They do a New York style pizza. Oh my God, it's so good. You don't have to you don't have to buy me a gift. You know, just me and the pizza's presence, and the way I eat it, and the way it feels when I eat it, whatever, the way it tastes is so, and that goes back to feeling. The way I feel with that pizza is so good. And so not much is needed with that pizza, right? Now, shrimp, ugh, I hate it. There's no amount of gifts you can give me for me to like the taste of shrimp, okay? You know, teddy bears, same thing for a woman. The woman that doesn't like shrimp, the woman that you know, that likes pizza, you know, she don't need gifts. The woman that doesn't like, the woman that has that doesn't like seafood, you're never gonna be able to buy her enough stuff for her to like shrimp. So the shrimp is gonna have to change into pizza. If you can get what I drift. I'm trying not to be surface level and take it deeper. You know, if you can understand that concept of feelings, love, desire, arousal is a feeling. Just like when you eat something, that's a feeling. I don't have something that you like to eat, lasagna, something like that. I don't have to convince you to like it. You like it. If I brought out a plate of lasagna, you'd look at it and go, mmm. You know, if I brought out someone that doesn't like seafood, a plate of shrimp, they'd be like, ugh. No amount of gifts, no amount of poetry, no amount of art would get that person to like that shrimp. I hope you guys can understand that. But that's enough for today. We'll see you on the next one.